There's a guy you know. He posts memes about hating society, calls everything cringe, and laughs at people who feel things. Totally normal guy. Great sense of humor. He's not angry. He's not a bigot. He's just joking. He's always joking. The whole personality is a joke. Which is funny because at some point, the joke stopped being a joke. That guy might be you. That guy might be me. That guy is definitely someone in your group chat right now. Today, we are diagnosing a very real, very widespread internet disease. One that turns jokes into extremism, loneliness into ideology, and the word cringe into the most psychologically dangerous word on the internet. Buckle up. This will be uncomfortable. Okay, so, irony poisoning. What actually is it? Imagine you go online. Let's say because you're lonely and bored, which is every single person who goes online, and you find a community. They're funny. They're dark. They make memes about suffering. You feel seen. So you start copying the vibe. You start posting ironic stuff. You make jokes about things you don't actually believe. At least, that's what you tell yourself. And slowly, quietly, like carbon monoxide but for your brain, the irony stops being a layer on top of your real opinions. It becomes your real opinions. Welcome to irony poisoning. Population, your entire timeline. Now let's talk about the actual customs of these communities, because they are genuinely unhinged, and I mean that in the most scientific way possible. Rule 1. Sincerity is illegal. If you express a genuine emotion, care, hope, sadness, enthusiasm, someone will immediately type the word cringe. That's it. That's the whole punishment system. One word. No trial, no appeal. The person who cares more automatically loses the argument. The person with the least emotional investment wins by default. It's like a competition where the prize is feeling nothing. Riveting way to build a civilization. Now we have the terminology, because every subculture needs its own language, so outsiders feel stupid. First, you have copium. Copium is the metaphorical drug you inhale when you're in denial about something. Lost a game? You're on copium. Your favorite meme stock is collapsing? Copium drip, straight to the veins. Then there's hopium. That's the optimistic version, when someone genuinely believes something good will happen, despite all available evidence. It started in stock trading forums, and has since expanded to cover basically all of human hope. So that's where we are. We've made hope into a drug and turned coping into a meme. Totally healthy stuff. Here's how LOL extremism works. Someone takes a meme, let's say a little cartoon frog, and starts using it in increasingly extreme contexts. First, it's funny. Then, it's edgy. Then, it's attached to ideologies that would make your grandmother faint. And if you ever call it out, the defense is always, it's just a joke, bro. Why are you so serious? Which is the most genius move, honestly, because now the burden of proof is on you to prove you have a sense of humor, while they get to advocate for whatever they want without accountability. Plausible deniability as a personality trait. Incredible stuff. And if you're new, you have to earn it. You have to learn the ironic codes, the in-jokes, the specific layers of detachment required before you're trusted. It's a hazing ritual disguised as a meme format. These communities gatekeep with the energy of a medieval guild, except instead of blacksmithing, the skill you're mastering is typing LOL after something genuinely sinister. And once you're in, the cycle starts. You post extreme ideas as jokes to get a reaction. You get dopamine. You post more. The ideas get more extreme. The joke framing slowly disappears. And one day you look up and realize you're not performing a character anymore. You are the character. Incredible character arc, truly. Okay, I need to stop clowning for a second, because here's the part nobody wants to say out loud. Irony poisoning is not a gateway drug to extremism. It's the destination. Most people who use irony as a cover for extreme ideas, they were never actually joking. The irony was never the content. The irony was the armor. They already held those beliefs. They just needed a format that came with built-in plausible deniability, so they didn't have to defend themselves. I'm not racist, I'm just trolling. Sure, and I'm not broke, I'm just temporarily liquid asset deficient. Studies consistently show that ironic communities normalize extreme ideas through repetition before they strip the joke framing. The joke isn't the beginning of radicalization, it's the middle. You arrive already partially there. The irony just makes the normalization more efficient. And here's where it gets really dark. The word cringe, that one stupid, dismissive little word, might be the most psychologically dangerous thing on the internet. Not because it's offensive, because it destroys empathy. When you train yourself to see any sincere emotion as contemptible, when vulnerability becomes the punchline, you lose the ability to connect with people who aren't performing the same level of detachment as you. And without that ability, extremism becomes survivable, because you can't feel bad for people you've been trained to mock for caring. And here is the gut punch, the final, unironic gut punch. The algorithm doesn't radicalize you, it radicalizes your loneliness. 58% of Americans report feeling invisible. Social media use, the thing supposedly connecting us, correlates with higher loneliness. And platforms don't fix that, they monetize it. Because isolated, angry people engage more. They comment more. They share more. A lonely person finding identity in an ironic extremist community is not a bug in the system. It is the system. We are all digital Sisyphus, chasing viral validation that evaporates the second it arrives, building a forgotten empire of likes. And irony poisoning is what happens when a person tries to stop that boulder from crushing them by just not caring about anything. Which, if you think about it, is the saddest coping mechanism in human history. So what do you do about it? Honestly, the answer is almost offensively simple. Care about something. Out loud, in public, with your name attached to it. Not because it's going to fix the algorithm, not because it'll make irony poisoning disappear, but because the entire infrastructure of ironic detachment runs on the assumption that sincerity is embarrassing. And the only thing that breaks that assumption, the only actual antidote, is someone being genuinely, unflinchingly earnest and surviving it. Not being cringe-proof, just being cringe-resistant. There's a difference. Cringe-proof means you stop caring. Cringe-resistant means you care anyway, and you let the word bounce off, because you've accepted that the people weaponizing cringe are doing it from the inside of a cage they built themselves. You don't have to unlock their cage, you just don't have to get in. The internet will always have the irony pipeline. The meme machine is not going anywhere. The copium drip is fully operational. The just trolling defense will outlive us all. But you get to decide whether you're in the maze or watching it from outside. Now, I'd love to tell you which one I am, but honestly, I made an entire video about irony poisoning using dry sarcastic humor and a deliberately detached tone, so draw your own conclusions. If this video made you want to go to the comments and type cringe, I want you to sit with that impulse for exactly 3 seconds. Ask yourself why, then type it anyway if you want. I'll be inhaling copium either way. Subscribe, or don't. I'm not attached to outcomes. I'm definitely a little attached to outcomes.